It's a documentary about scientific discovery and a brain injury that changed everything.
Everything alive in our world comes from ancestors that lived in a hotter past. I study that ancient world, but I'm not like most scientists. 10 years ago, I lost part of myself. That didn't stop me, but it changed everything. I'm gonna tell you about it.
Frozen in Time follows the journey of leading Canadian paleontologist Natalia Rybczynski from her early scientific breakthroughs to her career-altering brain injury. She joins us with Emmy-winning filmmaker Niobe Thompson. Good morning and welcome to you both.
Good morning.
This is going to be a fascinating discussion. Paleontologists, you dig through our Earth's history and come up with such fascinating discoveries. And then you had an incident of your own that created something so new for you. I first want to ask you this, Natalia. What was our Arctic like, before the Ice Age?
Right, so before the ice ages, the Arctic was actually much warmer than it is today by about 20 degrees. It was forested, so you had forests right to the Arctic Ocean. So like boreal type forests. And in those forests, you had things like bears and beavers and camel. And beavers, we have evidence. So these are sticks, like beaver cut sticks.
Really?
Yep,
okay, you're alluding to them here. This is one of your discoveries. This is a fossil right here, right?
Yes.
Of a camel.
This is camel. Now, most paleontologists wouldn't be so happy with this. This is like a terrible looking fossil. But for us, it's a gold mine of information. What it's telling us is that this is the most northerly example of camels that we have. It's 4 million years old. This is a limb bone, so it's actually the shin of the camel. So just the fragments, it actually would have been a few inches longer than this.
They're a few inches longer. There's some B-roll.
Yes.
Wow. I mean, can you talk about that process? It's a very, I would imagine, very detailed. You can't go running in there and kind of digging up. You gotta take your time when you are searching, right?
Yeah, and for us also, it took several years actually to even collect this much. Fossils are pretty rare in the high Arctic, so whatever we find, we go back to the site year after year and see what else is coming out.
Okay, Natalia, you were at the height of your career when something life-altering happened. What was that?
Yeah, so I had a sports concussion. It was cross-country skiing in Gatineau Park. I had someone run into me. I was told I'd recover in 10 days, a month, and here I am on disability now, over 10 years later.
That is, I mean, the collision was very, very jarring, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but that you didn't let that stop you. Oh, by the way, Niobe, I will be talking to you in a minute here.
That's fine.
But
keep on going.
I mean, I'm just all into Natalia. How did you recover from that and continue on with your research?
It's a lot of rehab, and I kept with the science the whole time, but just in little pieces. I'm forced now when I do science, it's slow science.
There you go.
Right, so I have to pace my day. I can do an hour, a few times a week maybe, and even that's often broken up into 30 minutes. So.
Okay, a documentary was made about your work and about your life by Niobe Thompson. Can we talk about the documentary?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Well, we were actually making a different documentary about ancient DNA, kind of in this area, looking at the distant past. And I came to Natalia because of her expertise in the Arctic before the Ice Age. And we were filming here in Ottawa, and I realized that something was happening, that Natalia was compensating for something and working really hard just to show up for our documentary and do interviews. And I thought, that's a fascinating story. Let's dig into that. And so I took Natalia's story to the CBC and said, this woman does incredible science and yet is dealing with these really serious symptoms over a decade afterwards. And so Natalia was very generous to open her life and her story to our cameras, and it's 3 years ago that I asked her in Gatineau if she would make this documentary with us, and finally it's here today.
And we can see this documentary where?
Yeah, it premieres on CBC tomorrow across the country, so you can stream it, you can watch it on television.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and really it is a testament to Natalia's willingness to share a very personal story that we can bring this film to Canadians.
Natalia, if anyone's watching who suffer from brain injury, what would you like to let them know? What would you like to tell them?
First, I want them to remember they're not alone. There's a lot of other people with these problems. And I think I alluded to before, I mentioned like the pacing is really important. To never give up, right? To keep looking for, finding the experts, the medical experts who can maybe have a piece of the puzzle to help sort you through. I'm still doing rehab now. I'm still working through trying to figure out the layers of what's, what actually might be the root causes for the symptoms. So it's a very long process. It's slow, and of course access to medical care is always a challenge.
Very, very important too. And I feel like your career is kind of perfectly suited because it is slow and steady as well when you make these discoveries such as this one here, camel fossils in the Arctic.
Yes.
Who would have thunk it? Natalia Rybczynski, thank you so much for coming by. And Niobe, thank you for that documentary. Can't wait to have a look at it as well. Thank you to you both.
Thank you.
You know I want to touch this.
Yeah, I know.
You know I want to touch this. You know I want to touch
Everyone
it.
wants to
Thank
touch
you
it.
so much.
Thanks, Rosie.